Hi, my name is Adrian Wright and I'm here with Branimir Angelov, who is an enterprise architect. I'm CEO and founder of Estafet, and we're here talking about proving the business case for an AI within your existing applications and your existing workflows. Because we know AI is on the mind of pretty much everybody at the moment. And I want to really get down to proving to the business that AI will work or won't work. And how do you do that? Branny, so I've got a workflow that I manage, or I've got an application that I manage, and I think that I could improve it dramatically, either to lower my costs or give me more competitive advantage somehow. But I don't know. I'm unsure, and I don't know about AI either too much. So where do I start? What do I do to sort of prove this to myself, but also to the business that it's worth funding and will help?
Yeah. So the first step here is really to analyze both your application and workflows and try to find this area which is low risk, because if AI is something that you newly bring to your organization, it's activity that it poses a lot of risks. So from that perspective, risk analysis is the first thing. So find this area. It could be a workflow, or it could be additional feature, like a supporting feature for your application. That possesses a lower risk for experimentation and proof of concept. And then the second thing is to try to see how well you understand this business domain where you want to integrate and prove the AI usability. And that's vital here, because as part of the outcome of your POC, you really want to find something that you have a clear understanding of the business value, ideally clear understanding of your existing performance in that area. So when you do the POC and you measure the outcome of it, you can clearly make a business case for the further productization of the POC and the further integration steps. So I would say that you can start with these first two high-level analysis.
Right. So your POC is proof that this business case is going to work. So you would want to come out of it with metrics, increased knowledge, and probably understand your existing process and be able to benchmark that so that there's an improvement in there. What about, what does the POC look like? What do the tools and platforms look like? Because I haven't got an AI currently on my corporate asset list, and I don't know where to start. How do I tackle that?
Yes, well, this is a good thing to actually start now, as the landscape of AI tools has grown dramatically. The models and the usability of the models in specific business domains and the pre-trained models is also growing and has grown to a point where you can actually, if you have a good understanding of your business domain, you can most certainly find a pre-trained model that you can manage into a public cloud platform or a specialized cloud platform that you have already been using in your ecosystem to actually start your POC development with a pre-trained model. Mm-hmm. And then the next step here would be to, after you basically see the limitations of the pre-trained models, you can start thinking about, okay, how I can bring this further. And then you start thinking about, okay, so how can I actually do a more integrated benchmarking? How I can benchmark with probably real data. So in that case, how I can bring my POC into an environment where my data governance and security controls are working, maybe partially, maybe you can have a sandbox environment, and do the real benchmarking. And then based on this feedback loop from where you see what is working well, what is not working well, you can start thinking about model customizations that can be ranged from fine-tuning to prompt engineering, depending on the underlying model that you use, to actually further improve and try to get the quality of the results higher.
Yes. Okay, so I understand. So I've got my POC. I have engaged with an AI expert in terms of the architecture that I'll use, and I sort of understand what metrics I'm heading for. How about let's give an example. That'll make it real, won't we? So could you give me an example maybe of a POC that you've worked on that would help people understand where POCs are useful and what they contain?
Okay, I think that one good example here would be, let's say, start with the bounded problem, let's say document classification or extracting information from a document. So from that perspective, you have a clear business domain that, for example, looking into, for example, company documents.
Yes.
So you have a clear business domain, and here you can start.
This could be, for example, in the onboarding process, let's say with a bank or something, you want to identity management.
Yep, that's very good idea.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Let's establish this property domain. Onboarding in a bank, for example. So processing those documents and extracting the required data from them. So this is quite clear business domain. So you can, it's basically a document information extraction. So you can start looking into pre-trained models, and then depending on how your existing software ecosystem is organized, for example, do you use a public cloud provider, or you use some more specialized software as a service or platform as a service integrated within your IT governance, you can start from there and look into the solution that you have and see what kind of pre-trained models are available within that solution. So you start from there, you use the pre-trained model under your, let's say, a sandbox environment, part of your IT governance, and basically use the cloud platform and the capabilities in the cloud platform to manage the whole process of actually integrating the pre-trained model into a POC workflow, getting the scores, and establishing the actual feedback loop in terms of managing the test data, capturing the scores, and doing the benchmarking.
Yes. So in this case, you are taking a complete workflow, identifying a step in that workflow, injecting AI into that, and then you're able to understand the outcome of the workflow with the AI in terms of your performance metrics or the cost saving in terms of manual intervention, but you've got your benchmark for your original process as well. Is that how you'd like to see a POC?
Yes, exactly. This should be the outcome of this POC. And now the important part here is how do you manage this process, this feedback loop, the so-called ML operations. And this is something that you can really, as for a POC perspective, look into the available capabilities of your cloud provider or your specialized platform as a service provider to see if there is any managed MLOps capabilities there, which basically means the ability to capture and to do the benchmarking of the model, and then eventually start incorporating steps like fine-tuning or onboarding different document templates into the pre-trained model to actually see if this is going to improve the results. So this, let's say, a managed MLOps kind of capability is a very good place to start when it comes to POC. And
quite often we like with a POC to see the outcome and know what the outcome is, but quite often, certainly in our experience, we find that you can't often predict what that outcome will be. Just tell me a little bit about how to run the POC with the mind that maybe you'll discover new things rather than actually meet the objectives as you originally saw them. So those objectives will change.
Exactly. So that's a very good point. So here, actually, the agile nature of software development can help us a lot, and agile principles actually can help a lot in the POC development, because the POC itself is agile in its nature, and nowadays actually this becomes quite interesting, and this is why I'm kind of trying to structure the whole process, starting from a pre-trained model, then starting with some like fine-tuning and onboarding of custom templates, and basically with the large availability of tools that you can find in the public cloud platforms, you can lower the cost of the POC dramatically. In addition to this, nowadays with the AI-assisted coding, you have also the ability to iterate much more quickly, and to basically be able to integrate the POC into more like an end-to-end type of scenarios, where you can easily involve your product management, your business analysis people, so you can have a better picture, better understanding of the actual outcome and the benefits of it.
Yes, I've got it. And that product owner business analyst, they really need to know what they're doing, because the team will be moving very quickly. New things will come up, and they really need to understand the impact of these decisions that we're making when we're running the team on the end process and the business. Thanks very much, Branny.